Like me, you're growing grapes in the garden. You've probably noticed by now you're absolutely swamped with excess growth. And if you peel back the foliage to your permanent framework, you've noticed that you've got a decent crop of fruit already starting to appear. These are actually a blush variety of grape, nice and sweet. These can be used for wine or can be eaten straight from the vine, but they do need a little bit of work at this time of year, and all this excess foliage needs to be removed. All I'm going to be doing is tracing the long growth back to where I find fruit. And where I find fruit, I'm simply going to remove the stem back to 1 or 2 leaf nodes. Now, if I've got more than one bunch of grapes and I think my vine is capable of carrying all of the fruit, I'm going to leave them in place. But all you need to do now is shorten back the excess growth to around 1 or 2 leaf joints away from where it's producing fruit. This will simply mean the plant is then pumping all of its energy into the fruit, and the light, air, and more importantly sunlight is able to get around the fruit and start the ripening process. If your vine is young and you haven't yet created your permanent framework, now is the time to start training out the stems that you want to keep. Remember, very much like a wisteria, less is more, and you don't want too much of it. These are staggered around 12 to 18 inches apart, and I've got 2 straining wires which mine trains along the south side of the garage. Grapevines like an awful lot of heat, and I've planted it here on the south side to ensure that the crop it produces gets time to ripen. Never allow the stems to spiral around the structure you're growing them on. Instead, choose to wire them on so they don't pinch, and over time you can loosen these up to make sure there's no damage to the stems. Don't forget, all the leaves are actually edible and are used extensively in Mediterranean cooking, especially obviously in wrapped vine leaves. You want to be choosing nice ones that are close to the ends of the leaves, fully formed, but they're still nice and soft. If you use the tougher ones towards the end, you'll just find them tough and chewy. So do consider using them before you throw them away.